A San Diego poem, January through February 1973. The journey begins. My son tells his aunt, "You take a feather and you have white stuff in your hand and you go outside and you let the white stuff fall to the ground. That's praising. In the morning, take corn food outside, say words within and without, being careful, breathe in and out, praying for sustenance, for strength, and to continue safely and humbly. You pray." Shuddering. The jet plane lifts off the ground. The shudder of breaking from earth gives me a few seconds of emptiness. From the air, I can only give substance and form to places I am familiar with. I only see shadows and darkness of mountains and the colored earth. The jet engines drone heavily, stewardesses move along the aisles, passengers' faces are normally bland, and oftentimes I have yearned achingly for a sharp, distinctive face, someone who has a stark history, even a killer or a tortured saint, but most times there is only the blandness. I seek association with earth. I feel trapped, fearful of enclosures. I wait for the fastened seat belt sign to go off, but when it does, I don't unfasten my seat belt. The earth is red in eastern Arizona, mesa cliffs. The Chinle Formation is an ancient undersea ridge lasting for millions of years. I find the shape of whales still lingers. I see it flake gracefully by Sunsela Butte, heading for the Grand Canyon. I recite the cardinal points of my Acoma life, the mountains, the radiance coming from those sacred points, gathering into the center. What is it, the movement of this journey in this jet plane above the earth? I wonder about that. Coming into LA International, I look below at the countless houses, row after row, veiled by tinted smog. I feel the beginnings of apprehension. Where am I? I recall the institutional prayers of my Catholic youth, but don't dare recite them. The prayers of my native selfhood have been strangled in my throat. The fastened seat belt sign has come back on, and the jet drone is more apparent in my ears. I picture the moments in my life when I have been close enough to danger to feel the vacuum prior to death when everything stalls. The shudder of returning to earth is much like breaking from it. Under LA International. Numbed by the anesthesia of jet flight, I stumbled into the innards of LA International. Knowing that they could not comprehend, I dare not ask questions of anyone. I sneak furtive glances at TV, schedule consoles, and feel their complete ignorance of my presence. I allow an escalator to carry me downward. It deposits me before a choice of tunnels. Even with a clear head, I've never been good at finding my way out of American labyrinths. They all look alike to me. I search for a distinct place, a familiar plateau, but in the tunnel, on the narrow alley's walls, I can only find bleak, small-lettered signs. At the end of that tunnel, I turn a corner into another and get the unwanted feeling that I am lost. My apprehension is unjustified because I know where I am, I think. I am under LA International Airport on the West Coast, someplace called America. I am somewhat educated. I can read and use a compass, yet the knowledge of where I am is useless. Instead, it is a sad, disheartening burden. I am a poor, tired wretch in this maze. With its tunnels, its jet drones, its bland faces, TV consoles, and its emotionless answers, America has obliterated my sense of comprehension. Without this comprehension, I am emptied of any substance. America has finally caught me. I meld into the walls of that tunnel and become the silent burial. There are no echoes. So survival this way. Survival. I know how. This way. This way. I know. Taas tiuto ne. I know. It rains. Mountains and canyons and plants grow. We traveled this way gauged our distance by stories, and loved our children. We taught them to love their births. We told ourselves over and over and over again, we shall survive this way.